there was a worker who was shifting 100 bags of a cement bag in a one day. Now, once he has lost his trust towards the organization, do you think that he will be shifting 100 bags? Honestly, no. He will be like doing time pass. He will not giving his full potential, because he will be thinking that the workplace is very dangerous. Many people died. Every day there is an accident. And thus his full output will be reduced. His full potential for the productivity will get reduced. He will be not working, happily. He will not give his full, effort. So feeling risky to go to the workplace will lead to the high absenteeism rate. People will be like absent. High staff turnover. Many people will resign. Many people will resign the organization. They will look for some better organization who provides safe and healthy working environment. Isn't it? So this high staff turnover rate is the high. So high staff turnover rate is what actually? High staff turnover, meaning like organization, how many people they are recruiting in a 1 year and how many people are resigning from the company. This rate is called attrition rate. What is that called? So in HR department, HR department will be calculating attrition rate. Attrition rate. Okay. So how many people joined? Like suppose one example I am giving you. The worker, like in a 1 year, 50 workers joined, and suppose 30 workers or 25 workers or 20 workers resigned in a 1 year. Do you think that recruiting a new worker is costless? Recruiting of workers also, HR department has to give money to the recruitment agencies, isn't it? Once they are recruited, once the workers are recruited, the training will be provided to them, some technical training to improve his competence and all. So these whole man hours as well as the skilled workers will be lost. Again, they have to recruit other people. And high attrition rate also causes a reputation damage. Many legal, during the legal inspection, the legal authorities will be checking what is your attrition rate. If the attrition rate is high, then the organization will be having a bad reputation that in this organization nobody lasts for a long time. People join and they resign within 6 months, within 3 months, isn't it? So if there is too many accidents due to the poor health and safety standard, then workers' trust or morale will be reduced. Okay, now tell me, this trust deficit got understood or not? These 5 technical points are for the moral reason. Okay, so these technical points, if you remember, if you will be having in your mind, then you can write lots of points from the scenario. That things we will discuss later when we will come to see some sample paper, sample OBE examination question paper. Okay, so who is going to tell me what are the points? Okay, what are the points for managing? What are the technical points for the moral reason? How many points are there for the moral reason? Who will tell me? Technical points, please tell me. The first point for the moral reason to manage the safety. The first point. Yeah, so Amasaki is saying 5 points. Yeah, that's correct. So what is the first point to the last point? If you were all invitation, you must be knowing this. So what is the first technical point for writing the moral reason? Yes, Aswini is saying duty of care. Yes. So the first one is a duty of care. Duty of care. So employer owes a duty of care, or you can say employer has a moral responsibilities. Okay, now duty of care, moral responsibility, moral obligation towards the workers' health and safety to protect them getting injured or illness at the workplace by maintaining a good standard of health and safety environment. Right? So duty of care. Okay, what is the second one? What is the second technical point? What is the second technical point? Yeah, so ethical and responsible behavior. Yes. So it is unethical and irresponsible behavior, no? When somebody is coming to work, so they should not be put into danger. Like, no, because they came to earn some wages, not the pain and illness or injuries or illness. So that's why organization must provide safe working, conditions. Okay, Ashwin is saying then another one, pain and suffering. Yeah, pain and suffering. So when there is an accident, it is not only the injured person who suffers. It is his, family, friends, colleagues, co-workers also suffers due to financial problem and emotional attachment. So the family will be suffering from the financial problem, and the colleagues or the co-workers will be suffering from emotional attachment. That's okay. Then societal expectation. So societal expectation meaning that what society expects from the organization. So being a society member, we expect that anyone from my family member, my brother, my sister, maybe my son, my father, when he goes to the factory, when he goes to the organization or at the workplace, he should return with the full body parts. He should not return with anything missing or any kind of illness or injuries. So he should return with the money, not this missing body parts. So for that reason, organization must provide a safe and healthy working environment to the people when he goes to work. Then the last technical point was trust deficit, like Ashwin has written, trust deficit. So the trust deficit meaning when there is a too much accident in the organization, worker will start, losing their trust towards the organization. One day they will decide to resign also after doing too much absenteeism. They will not come to the duty because they will feel that the workplace is risky for them. He might also get some kind of injuries or illness, and he has some family to feed. So they will lose the trust if there's too much accident. And if they will lose the trust, then there will be lots of impact onto the organization, such as high absenteeism rate, high staff turnover, and even low productivity. Workers will not be giving the full productivity. So these will be the implications. Now, so 5 technical points you have understood. Now let's come to this screen. Okay. So here you see how many points is written. So the moral reason, loss or pain to an employee or person affected, right? So if the organization is not fulfilling the moral expectation of the employees, then it will result into the injuries and pain and sufferings and all that. Then moral obligation to prevent suffering and loss of life. So it is the moral obligation. Moral obligation when you say duty of care. Okay, no? Duty of care. Then most companies do not set out to cause set out to cause harm, but they may fail to take adequate steps to manage health and safety with devastating results. Many they may, they are actually, trying to manage, but not, not completely, or you can say rigorously they are practicing the health and safety standards. So that may result into the devastating outcome. So now try to understand moral duty of care. Okay. So as I told you that moral duty of care is nothing but a moral obligation towards, or moral obligation or legal obligations put onto the employer by the most of the country's health and safety laws. By most of the health and safety countries, health and safety law of the country or nation. So employers to ensure safety of workers and others by providing safe workplace, safe plant and equipment, meaning safe equipment and substances. Substances could be a chemical or biological agent. Okay, no? Biological agent. And equipment, so plant, equipment and machinery. Okay. Then safe system of work. Safe system of work meaning it could be a standard operating procedures, right? Or safe work method, correct? Or you can say JSA. What is this JSA? So JSA is job safety analysis, right? Or any kind of a procedures or the safe work method to the employees. Then safe instruction, training and supervision. Not only the instruction but also information. So there's a difference between the instruction and the information. Okay. Information. So now let's understand in a very different manner. So on the basis of a duty of care, every organization is responsible for providing a worker a safe workplace, a safe equipment and substances. You can say the material, any chemicals should be safe to the people who are working or handling. Then to do that work, there should be a safe system of work. Safe system of work meaning standard operating procedure or JSA or safe work method, whatever you say, meaning that safe method you can say. There should be some kind of a procedure. That procedure has to be in place or made by the employer so that the workers should follow that procedure to complete that task or to handle that task. Now safe instruction, training and supervision, meaning safety related instruction, and this instruction could be a written information, could be a verbal information, could be a graphical information, isn't it? So health and safety related information, instruction, training, health and safety training, and supervision, health and safety supervision. So supervisors should be provided, a sufficient number of the supervisors should be appointed or assigned onto the workers so that the workers will be under the surveillance of the supervisor to ensure that the workers are safe or workers are doing the work safely or completing the task safely. So proper supervision should be also provided. These are actually actually a basic safety requirement. What is this? Basic safety requirement. So what are the basic safety requirements? Basic safety requirements is set by the law. Minimum safety requirement. So most of the countries' law, they have set up or they have put up. They are asking from the organization that they must provide a safe workplace, safe plant and equipment with the material, and safe system of work like procedure in safe work method, and they should provide instruction, information, training and supervision, as well as competent workers. There's one more point, 5 basic safety requirements are there. Competent, what is that? Competent workers. Okay, competent workers. Let me write into the what type.
ஒரு புக் அனுப்பியிருக்காங்க அதை பிரிண்ட் அவுட் எடுக்கணும். எத்தனை
safety requirement.
300 பக்கம் இருக்கு. அந்த கீ
The law, or you can say the
ஜெராக்ஸ் கடை
regulation.
அவட்ட கேட்க எவ்வளோ ஆகும்
Legislation. The most country. Okay, by the most of the countries, you can say, instead of writing this way, you can say by the most of the countries is health and safety law. Okay. Fine. First one, what?
ஏக்கா
Safe place
ஏக்கா
of
ஒரு பிடிஎஃப் ஒன்று பிரிண்ட் அவுட் எடுக்கணும்
what? Correct. The second one is what? Safe.
நாளைக்கு 10 இல்லை எவ்வளோ ஆகும்னு கேட்கேன் மொத்தம் 291 பேஜ் இருக்கு ஆமாம் ஒரு புக்கு அது
Safe plan.
ஆமாம் ஃப்ரண்ட் அண்ட் பேக்கு சரி சரிக்கா சரி 291
So when you say substances,
Spiral போடணுங்க
it could be a
ஆமாம் ஆமாம்
chemical, right?
சரி
Chemical and biological and chemical. We'll understand later. Okay, in the further example. Biological meaning like some kind of virus, bacteria, parasites, right? Chemical, which has some intrinsic properties to cause harm to the health of the people or the safety. So may injure also. So we'll see that one later. So substances, other substances, you can say. So organization should be providing to the workers safe plant. When you say safe plant, meaning the plant or the equipment or machinery should not cause any harm to the workers who are operating that equipment or the plant. So the equipment and plant should be having a you can say that should be inherently designed not to cause any kind of harm to the workers who is operating that plant, equipment or machinery, as well as the danger parts of the equipment should be guarded with some safeguardings, as well as there should be inspection, there should be a maintenance strategies, there should be a training to the people, and also that will be another requirement, training. So the plant should be safe. Now the third one is what? Safe system of work. When you say safe system of work, you can say SOP or maybe JSA, job safety analysis. What is the job safety analysis? We'll see in the further coming days when we will be on the procedures or to complete the task. So whatever the task the organization has, task meaning the activity or the job they are carrying, for that job to complete there must be some kind of a procedure, right? The procedure also has to be made by the organization and given to the workers so that they can follow the procedures in order to complete the task safely. Okay, now the fourth one is a IITS. Now tell me, what is this IITS? So you can say, first let me write like this on. So information, instruction, then training, and then supervision. Correct? Supervision. So this information meaning safety related information, okay, no? Safety related, health and safety related information, you can say. So health and safety related information, instruction, training and supervision should be given to the workers it is a basic safety requirement by the most of the countries health and safety law. Okay, no? The last one is the competent workers. Okay, competent workers. When you're saying competent workers, you have to think of competence. You know what is the okay? Meaning that the person or the workers who has knowledge, skill, experience, and authority. What is that? Knowledge of a thing which he is supposed to do according to his job profile or job description, and the ability, meaning the skill, okay, ability to perform that activity by using the knowledge. So how he uses the knowledge practically to perform some activity, that will be called as a skill. So the person who has a knowledge, who has a skill, who has the experience, and also he has authority, that person will be called as a competent person. Okay, no? So for the person to be competent, he should be having 4 things. Okay, 4 things that is or that are, what is that? Knowledge, skill, experience, and authority. Okay, and authority. So in short, you can see, you can say this KC. What is that? KSE. Now, competence or competent workers, it is a legal requirement, meaning basic safety requirement by most of the countries, health and safety law. Health and safety law. So when they are hiring the workers, they should be hiring a worker who has a knowledge, correct? Who has a skill, who has experience, correct? Who has the authority. Authority meaning the certification, the license, the qualification certification, right? Training certificates. No. The person should be having a knowledge, skill, experience, and authority. So when they are hiring or recruiting, it has to be also ensured, as well as when they are at the workplace. Their competence can be increased by giving lots of training, by giving some practical, opportunities to improve his skills. Then experience he will be gathering as the days goes, and authorities like lots of training will give them also to have some certificates and all that. So a person will be called, a competent person when he has this KSEA. Try to remember KC. So can you say, suppose if I'm saying he's a competent driver, can you say he's a competent driver? He has a knowledge. The driver has a knowledge. He has a skill. He has experience, but he doesn't have an authority. He doesn't have a driving license. Can you say he's a competent driver? Can you hire him as a company? Can anyone tell me? He doesn't have a driving license. You will not have. So he's not a competent person because he did not have a. Maybe he did not go through the driving test or something. Okay, now tell me if he doesn't have. Suppose if he has a driving license, knowledge, but he doesn't have a skill. He doesn't know how to drive the vehicle safely. Will you call him a competent driver? No, you will not call him a competent driver. So any one of the thing is missing, then you can say he's not a competent person. Like for the safety person, can you tell someone that he's a competent safety professional? No.
ஹலோ
If he has a knowledge, skill, experience, and authority,
இரநூத்தி
then only he
தொண்ணூத்தொன்று.
will be called as a safety professional, like a competent safety professional. Or maybe engineer. How can you say he's a
சரி
competent engineer? Maybe he has a knowledge,
சரி
but he may not have a experience. We'll not
சரி
call
சரி
him a
சரி குறைக்க
uh,
முடியாதாக்கா, 2 ரூபா
working
போடுங்களேன்.
engineer. If somebody doesn't have an engineering certificate, we cannot say he's a competent engineer. Correct? No. So any one of this is missing, then
சரி
he is not a competent person. So what does the law says? Law says that when you are hiring, you have to hire a competent workers, as well as after hiring onto the existing workers in your organization,
சரி
you should be working onto the improvement of the competence of workers, meaning how to improve the competency of the workers by giving more and more training, by giving more and more information related to the health and safety, maybe written information, maybe verbal information or instruction, maybe graphical
சரிக்கா,
information
எப்போ
like
கொண்டு
signage,
வரலாம்?
putting a signage on all that, even some practical
அப்படியா? சரி
demonstration,
சரிக்கா, சரி.
maybe some kind of a third party training which will be
என்னது
providing them all the
ஸ்பைரலா?
certificates, as well as
சரி சரி.
you can also participate,
சரிக்கா
also
சரி.
organization can also
சரிக்கா
involve
சரி.
the workers into the health and safety related meetings, so that it will also improve the knowledge of the workers. And if the knowledge is improved, then competence, if the skill is improved, then competency will be improved. If the experience are getting increased year by year, month by month, then competency will be also increased. Then authority will be increased, meaning number of certificates he will be gathering or compiling, the competency will increase. So including the workers into the health and safety related matters when they are having a meeting or making a procedure or setting a health and safety objective and target, then workers will be increase in their competence. So these 5 things, these 5 things are a basic safety requirement. What is this? Basic health and safety requirement by the most of the countries' health and safety law, even by the international law, actually, even by the organization, international labor organization, ILO, international law. So safe place of work. When you say a safe place of work, who will tell me to what you will say a safe place of work? When you say a safe place of work, to what you will say a safe place of work? When you can say this place is safe? Safe is it separated, is it ventilated? No, space, human life is not at risk, place where human life is not at risk. Yeah, this is general information you are giving us, Will. So what makes it safe? What will make the human life not at risk? Okay, those things. So you see, you can say that if the for the place to be a safe, so the place should be having adequate, adequate lighting or illumination, you can say adequate lighting, ventilation, means proper air circulation, no congestion, as well as we can say uh, fire exits, meaning that there should be a emergency escape rooms and all, right? Fire exits and emergency program or emergency response plan, whatever it is. Okay, no? So the place will be, the place will be safe only when there is a proper lighting at the workplace, meaning adequate lighting is there at the workplace. The person can, freely, walk, they will not slip, they will not trip and all. No eye strain, proper ventilation, proper air circulation, no congestion. There should not be congested areas, no congestion. Means like when the workers are walking around, they should not get striking by some congested narrow areas. The floor markings and everything, sufficient space should be there next to the different equipment or the material. Then fire exits should be there. So when there is a fire emergency, they should be exiting to the fire exit and reaching to the assembly point. And then emergency management program should be there. So when there is an emergency, how this emergency will be managed so that the workers will be not harmed or the casualty will be not or there will be no casualty. So if these things are taken care of, then we can say the place is safe for the workers, isn't it? So that's why safe place of work. Now, safe plant and equipment. So as I told you that if the equipment has the guards, okay, and the equipment when the equipment was purchased, that time the equipment safety factor, quality factor was checked, then only it was purchased and suitable for the environment. The equipment will be used, as well as the equipment and the plant or machinery is designed ergonomically, meaning it is not going to cause any harm to the people when the person is operating that equipment. Some musculoskeletal disorders with the hand and shoulder constriction, or maybe the elbow pain, or maybe the carpal tunnel syndrome, that is called WRULD, work related upper limb disorders. So ergonomically designed equipment should be provided, as well as there should be guards onto the rotating parts of the equipment, means the danger parts of the equipment. Some of the parts of the equipment could be hot, could be moving, could be rotating. So those parts has to be well guarded by some guarding devices or maybe guarding mechanisms, so that the workers will not get harmed by that danger parts of that machine. Then when you say a substance, the substance should be, if it is a chemical, the chemical should be less dangerous, and some less dangerous, as well as meaning some chemicals are like highly flammable, maybe highly toxic, highly corrosive, or highly irritant, or maybe carcinogenic chemicals. So organizations should be taking sufficient measures onto this chemical, or less dangerous chemicals should be put in place or should be utilized at the workplace, so that the workers will not get exposed if they are using. So the biological agents should be well managed, controlled, isolated, and all that. The safe plant equipment and substances should be provided to the workers so that the workers will be safe and healthy. Then safe system of work. For doing any activity, workers should be provided with some procedures. JSAs should be made, job safety analysis and all should be made, so that the workers can follow these safe work practices to perform the activity safely. So this is also one of the basic safety requirement by the most of the countries' health and safety law, or as well as the international law. Then IITS stands for information, right? Information related to the health and safety. Then instruction related to the health and safety. When you say instruction will be like one-way order, dictatorship. You will instruct the people that you do this, you do that. You will not look for his opinion. Information also is a one-way communication system, where you instruct through the written communication, maybe like written paper, some information onto the paper, or verbal. So instruction could be like toolbox talk before starting the activity. Short brief, toolbox talk will be carried out by the supervisor or engineer before starting the day activity. Then training could be internal training, or maybe the external training by third party. And supervision should be given to the group of people who are performing the activity. So the supervisor will be ensuring that the workers are following the SOP given to them according to the JSA they are working or not. And supervisor will be also having a health and safety responsibility to make sure that the workers, they are wearing all the PPEs provided to them, correct? PPEs, as well as some hazards which is not
No.
aware by them, supervisor will discuss. So supervision, information, instruction, and training should be provided to the workers related to the health and safety. This is the basic safety requirement that in most of the government countries law, you can say health and safety law. Then competent workers, so competent workers, meaning the organization should be always working or keeping a focus on the improvement of the competence of the workers. Like when they are recruiting, they must think of KC in the worker, as well as when they have already recruited or they have the workers, in the organization. So there should be a competence enhancement program by giving lots of training to the people, involving them into the health and safety related meetings, so that their competence will be improved. These are the actually, basic safety requirement by the health and safety law. Now, you see, these things are a basic safety requirement by the law. Okay? Is it clear? No quality, space or something you say? Water supply. Yeah, like that, we'll see. Safe entry and exit gate. So water supply, actually it will come in basic welfare facilities. Okay, basic welfare facilities. So water supply, drinking water, or whatever the hand washing stations, resting shelter, restaurant, food, changing room, lockers. These things are a basic facility, basic safety requirements. Not the basic, like the welfare facilities, ability of an employer to provide basic safety, basic welfare facilities has to be provided by the organization. We'll see that. Now, let's come to this.
கடவுளை பண்ணாலும் ஒரு டக்கர் தான் அடிப்பாங்க. இவர் எதுக்கு இப்பெல்லாம் அடிச்சிட்டு இருக்காருன்னு நினைச்சேன். அதான் அதெல்லாம் சொல்லி சரணனுக்கு தட்டுறது கடவுள் சொல்லி.
If these basic safety requirements are being fulfilled by the organization, do you think that the organization is fulfilling the moral duty of care? Can anyone tell me?
யாரு?
Can anyone tell me? Am I audible to you all? If this 5 basic safety requirement is fulfilled by the employer, by the organization, can you say that the organization is fulfilling the moral duty of care towards the workers? Yes, because this is a minimum basic safety requirement. Minimum basic safety requirement meaning minimum these things has to be fulfilled by the organization. But this is minimum, not the maximum. What will be the maximum? Maximum could be some different, standard good practices like ISO. ISO is a good practice, right? ISO. How many of you have heard about the ISO? ISO, International Organization for Standardization. ISO. So ISO is a standard, right? ISO is a standard. ISO 45001. So ISO 45001 is the occupational health and safety management system. That is not a law actually. That is a good practice, good standard or guidelines to fulfill the moral duty of the moral duty of care of the organization, which is put onto them. So the best they can follow. The best they can follow. Management system. So quality we are not talking. Okay, now yeah, but ISO has lots of standards. Quality 9001, right? Then 45001 is also there. Occupational health and safety. Then 14001 environmental management system is there. And even there is a food safety management system made by the ISO. That is a 22001. So where I was actually. Yeah. Now let's move to the another slide. So reason for managing health and safety continues. So legal reason. So legal reason will start after the tea break. Okay, everyone. So let's go for a tea break. After the tea break, we will start the legal reason to manage health and safety. Okay. So up until now, moral legal we understood, right? Moral reason to manage health and safety. Okay. Moral reason. So what are the moral reason to manage health and safety? the 5 points, right now? 5 points. You should remember. Okay. So legal we will come after the tea break and we will start with the legal. So today we will try to finish the moral, legal and financial, and then we will wrap up the class. So after the legal we will finish the financial, we will wrap up the class today. Okay. So now it is 9:20 here in India. So let's go for a 20 minutes break. Okay, 20 minutes. So at 9:40 we are coming back. So 20 minutes break, everyone. So take a sufficient time to take tea and fresh up your mind. 20 minutes break. Okay, say or bio break, whatever. Okay, so we are returning back by 9:40 Indian time. Okay, 9:40 IST.